Momma Livecast today. This is Doug and Cindy. We're talking today about light. And there, Jennifer put a wonderful quote on our Facebook page. Cindy, we want to read that?
Some days you will be the light for others, and some days you will need some light from them. As long as there is light, there is hope, and there is a way. And we have a comment here from Marianne Harris. Doug, will you read that for us?
Marianne, we appreciate your participation in our Facebook page. Marianne is a long time help Mama reader and viewer and commenter, and we appreciate those comments. We really do. Marianne said, "My mom was simply the light of my life always. That light went out this past May, which is traumatic to deal with. However, my greatest prayer is to be worthy to be with her and the rest of my family again under far better conditions than we have today. God made that promise long ago, and He cannot lie. That is the basis of my faith and hope." And I know some of you have different religious beliefs, and that's fine, but Marianne, I feel the love you had for your parents. I know my mom was a light for me. I hope sometimes I was a light for her, but she had a stroke, and the last few months of her life, I would go visit her in a hospital room or nursing home room, and she would be there, and I would feel her love even though she couldn't speak. And in some way, I can't describe it, but she was a light for me. I always felt such a sense of peace when I went to visit with her. But so some days you will be the light for others, and every day I was with her, she was the light for me. And Marianne, I fully agree with what you said. Someday, I know that we will be together again with my mom, and that gives me great consolation.
So thank you for your comment. And I think that ties in so well with the quote that I read from Jennifer Gale about being the light. I think light for me was caregiving. And being, this is hard.
Cindy was her mom's caregiver for the last couple of years of her mom's life, and
she died at the end of May.
At the end of May, just like Marianne's mom.
Yep. And there's a beautiful picture here, and I guess that's a portrait of your mom and dad at their wedding. I have one.
And this is a picture of Cindy's mom and dad at their wedding.
So when you lose your mom, if you're a caregiver, you got this big hole in your heart and in your life. So we want to give you a big virtual hug to help you through that.
And we have a lot to be grateful for. When we got a quote here, gratitude is the perfect antidote for, we got this from Jeff Walker, he said gratitude's a perfect antidote for fear. And I agree with that. Gratitude is the perfect antidote for fear, but gratitude, our modification of that for this site would be gratitude is the perfect antidote for caregiver stress and for caregiver pain and for caregiver suffering that so many go through. It's so hard to focus on bad things that happen, pain that your loved one is going through, pain that you're going through, but just take the time to reflect on your feelings of gratitude. Feelings of gratitude for what good times you've had with your loved ones, what they've done for you, and your feelings for each other. So take some time today to write in your journal. Talk just a second about journaling.
Pull out your journal and write down a couple of the things that you are grateful for. Number one, that your loved one is your light or was your light, or that you are their light or you were their light. I think gratitude is the antidote for frustration also. And I know there are many days when I felt frustration. I talked about that the other day when I tried to get Mom a hospital bed and how frustrating that was to go through that process. But then I wrote in my journal and I look back on that and I'm going, wow, I'm so glad I wrote that down, because I did find joy in that day and I wrote down that element of joy. And I was so grateful that I had not only the frustration, but that little element of joy, because it brought back good memories. Gratitude is also the perfect antidote for elevated emotions. I know sometimes, especially if you're just in the earlier stages of your caregiver journey, you get your emotions get elevated. So stop and think about the things that you write down that you are grateful for about your loved one and about your situation. Because your loved one years ago was your caregiver. When you were little, they fed you, they bathed you, they clothed you, they made sure that you had the best that they could provide for you. So now that you're doing that for them, write down in your journal the emotions that it brings to mind and the things you are grateful for in this journey.
So we hope you'll take some time today to reflect on your gratitude and your feelings of gratitude and love for your loved one, and take time to journal it. Write it down. It helps not only at the time you're doing it to reflect and to focus on the positive as opposed to the negative, and it helps in the healing process later on as you're reading back through your journal. So thanks for taking time with us today, and join us again tomorrow on Help Me Help Mama Livecast.